Sit quietly for a moment and breathe. Money runs from the restless mind, but it follows the one who is centered. You ask, where should I put whole cloves so money starts chasing me? And I tell you gently, it is not only about the place in your house, but the place within your consciousness. Cloves carry a strong fragrance. Their scent is warm, protective, awakening. Since ancient times, people have placed whole cloves near their doorways, inside their wallets, in cash boxes, or in the corners of their homes. Not because cloves magically create gold, but because they symbolize intention, protection, and alertness. If you wish to invite wealth, place whole cloves near the entrance of your home. Why the entrance? Because the door is the mouth of your house. Everything enters through it: guests, opportunities, energy. When you place cloves there, you are sending a message to your own mind: only prosperity may enter here. But listen carefully, the clove is not the magnet. Your energy is. Place a few whole cloves in a small bowl near your main door. As you do it, do not beg for money. Do not act from fear. Instead, stand calmly and say within yourself, I am ready to receive. I am disciplined. I am wise with wealth. You may also place 3 whole cloves inside your wallet. Not as superstition, but as a reminder. Every time you open your wallet, the scent whispers, respect what you have. Spend with awareness. Save with patience. Wealth does not chase the desperate. It follows the disciplined. If your room is full of clutter, if your thoughts are full of envy, if your actions are careless, no spice in this world will help you. But if your mind is clean, your actions honest, your habits steady, even a simple clove becomes a symbol of abundance. Place cloves in the southeast corner of your home, the direction associated with growth and fire. Let them remind you to keep your inner fire alive, the fire of effort, learning, and courage. Understand this deeply. Rituals work only when they transform your behavior. When you wake up early. When you work without complaint. When you control unnecessary spending. When you speak truthfully in business. When you give gratitude before asking for more. Then wealth begins to move toward you, not because of magic, but because of alignment. The fragrance of cloves clears stagnant air. In the same way, clear stagnant habits. Do not chase money with anxiety. Become the kind of person money trusts. Plant discipline. Water it with patience, protect it with wisdom. Then one day you will notice something beautiful. You are no longer chasing money. Opportunities are knocking at your door, and the small bowl of cloves by your entrance. It was never about the spice, it was about awakening the abundance that was waiting inside you all along. Cloves are a symbol, not magic. Whole cloves do not magically create wealth. They represent intention, protection, awareness, and discipline. The real power comes from your mindset and actions. Many people believe that placing whole cloves in a certain spot will magically pull money into their lives. But the deeper truth is far more powerful and far more practical. Cloves themselves are not magic. They are symbols. And symbols are powerful only when they awaken something inside you. The real source of wealth is not hidden in a spice, but in your awareness, your discipline, and your daily actions. Whole cloves carry a strong fragrance. That fragrance has been used for centuries in homes, temples, and sacred spaces because it represents protection, clarity, and warmth. When you place cloves somewhere intentionally, you are not casting a spell on the universe, you are making a decision within yourself. You are declaring that you are ready to shift your energy from lack to abundance. Understand this clearly: money does not respond to superstition. It responds to behavior. If a person places cloves near their door but continues to waste money, avoid responsibility, complain constantly, and act without discipline, nothing will change. The cloves will remain just dried spice. But if someone uses that simple act as a reminder to become more mindful, more organized, and more focused, then transformation begins. Symbols work because the human mind responds to reminders. When you see the cloves, you remember your intention. You remember to manage your finances wisely. You remember to avoid unnecessary spending. You remember to act with honesty and patience. In this way, the cloves become a trigger for better habits. And better habits create better financial outcomes. Many people chase money with desperation. They look for shortcuts, secrets, or mystical tricks. But desperation pushes wealth away. It creates fear-based decisions, impulsive actions, and emotional spending. True abundance flows toward calm confidence. When you are steady, when your mind is clear, when your choices are thoughtful, you naturally begin to attract opportunities. The clove is a symbol of inner awakening. This strong scent reminds you to stay alert, stay conscious, stay disciplined. It whispers silently: protect your energy, protect your finances, protect your focus. When you shift from hoping for miracles to building habits, your relationship with money changes. Instead of asking what object will make money chase me, ask what kind of person does money trust. Money trusts responsibility, it trusts patience, it trusts consistency. When you become aligned with those qualities, wealth no longer feels distant. So the clove is not magic dust, it is a mirror. It reflects your intention back to you. If your intention is serious, focused, and disciplined, then even a small spice can represent abundance. But if your intention is weak, no ritual will save you. True prosperity begins inside. The symbol simply reminds you of the power you already carry. Place cloves at the entrance for prosperity energy. Keeping cloves near the main door symbolizes welcoming opportunities and positive financial energy into your home, as the entrance is considered the gateway for all energy. Placing whole cloves in your home or wallet is often spoken about in traditions and modern money attraction ideas, but the deeper understanding is far more meaningful. When you place something intentionally, you are training your mind to focus. Focus is powerful. A distracted mind wastes energy. A focused mind creates direction. Everywhere, opportunities slip away. But if you concentrate on growth and discipline, opportunities begin to appear. Cloves are small.
They do not look like wealth, yet small actions often create big results.
Think about a tree. It does not grow overnight. It grows from a seed. That seed is tiny, but inside it exists the potential for something massive. Wealth works in the same way. Small habits become large outcomes. Saving a little money every month may not feel powerful, but over time it builds security. Learning a skill every day may feel slow, but eventually it creates opportunities. Being honest in business may not give instant rewards, but in the long term it builds reputation. Many people search for shortcuts. They want money without effort. They want results without patience. But life does not work like that. Nature teaches balance. If you plant a seed and then dig it up every day to check if it has grown, it will never grow. You must water it and wait. In the same way, financial growth requires patience. You must work, learn, and stay consistent. When cloves are placed near the entrance of a home, some people believe it invites positive energy. But positive energy is not something outside of you. It is your mindset. If your home is filled with arguments, waste, and negativity, no spice will change it. But if your home is filled with respect, order, and gratitude, it becomes a place of strength. Wealth often follows stability. A chaotic life struggles to build abundance because energy is scattered. A stable life creates space for growth. Consider your wallet as well. If you open your wallet and see nothing but emptiness, you may feel discouraged. But if you use it wisely, keep it organized, and respect the money that comes in and goes out, you develop a healthier relationship with finances. The clove inside your wallet can remind you of this lesson. It whispers, spend wisely, save carefully, and appreciate what you have. Ultimately, money is a tool. It is not the purpose of life, but it helps create opportunities and security. The goal is not to worship money or chase it with anxiety. The goal is to become a person who handles money wisely. Discipline, knowledge, and consistency are far stronger than superstition. If cloves motivate you to think about abundance and responsibility, that is good. But remember that real change comes from action. Work hard, learn new skills, avoid unnecessary spending, help others when you can, be honest in your dealings. These things build true prosperity. Wealth does not chase those who are desperate. It moves toward those who are prepared. Prepare your mind, prepare your habits. Prepare your character, then opportunities will come. Not because of magic, but because you have become the kind of person who recognizes and uses them. Keep cloves in your wallet as a reminder. Placing a few cloves inside your wallet serves as a daily reminder to respect money. Spend wisely, save patiently, and manage finances with awareness. When we speak about wealth and money, it is important to understand that money is attracted to value. The world pays for solutions. It rewards service, skill, and consistency. If you want money to come toward you, ask yourself, what problem am I solving? What value am I offering? Simply wishing for wealth is not enough. Hope without action is like a seed without water. It remains dry and never grows. Action is what brings change. Even small steps taken daily create momentum. Consider the idea of placing cloves in certain areas. The clove itself does not print money or open bank accounts, but it can remind you of discipline. When you see it, you may remember to be mindful of your spending. You may remember to avoid unnecessary purchases. You may think twice before wasting resources. In this way, the clove becomes a symbol of self-control, and self-control is powerful. A person who controls their habits controls their future. Many people struggle with financial problems because of emotional decisions. They buy things they do not need. They spend money to impress others. They act impulsively. Later, they regret it. Wealth requires patience. It requires the ability to delay instant gratification. If you earn money today, it does not mean you must spend it today. Saving a portion of your income builds security. It gives you freedom. When unexpected problems arise, you are prepared. Think of money like water in a container. If the container has holes, the water will leak out. No matter how much you pour in, it will never stay. The holes represent bad habits and necessary expenses, debt, and careless decisions. To keep water inside, you must fix the holes. In the same way, to keep money inside your life, you must fix financial habits. Earn wisely. Save wisely. The idea of abundance also begins in the mind. If you constantly think in terms of lack, I never have enough, I cannot succeed, opportunities are gone, your mindset becomes limited. A limited mindset creates limited results. But if you think in terms of possibility, I can learn, I can grow, I can improve, your perspective changes. Opportunities appear because you start noticing them. The world does not change, but your awareness changes. Cloves, rituals, or traditions may inspire reflection, but they are not substitutes for effort. Real prosperity comes from growth. Growth happens when you learn new skills, build relationships, and serve others. A successful person is not only focused on money but on improvement. They ask, how can I become better today than I was yesterday? How can I contribute value? How can I solve problems? Money follows value. If you become valuable, money will follow. This does not mean chasing wealth aggressively. It means focusing on development. A skilled person is always in demand. A trustworthy person builds strong connections. A disciplined person creates long-term success. These qualities attract opportunities. So if you place clothes in your home or wallet, let it be a reminder to stay disciplined, a reminder to manage money wisely, a reminder that wealth is built step by step. There are no shortcuts that last. True success requires patience and consistent effort. The journey of financial growth is like climbing a mountain. You do not reach the top in one jump. You take steps. Sometimes the path is difficult. Sometimes you must rest and regain strength, but if you continue moving forward, you will reach higher ground. And when you look back, you will see how far you have come. Wealth is not only about money. It is about security, opportunity, and freedom. It is about creating a better life for yourself and those you care about. It is about using resources wisely and living with purpose. When you approach money with respect and responsibility, it becomes a tool for progress. In the end, the greatest investment is in yourself. Learn. Work with dedication, build good habits. The world rewards those who prepare. And when preparation meets opportunity, success becomes possible. Not because of magic, but because of effort and wisdom. Wealth follows discipline, not desperation. Money is attracted to those who are organized, honest, hardworking, and patient. Rituals only work when they inspire better habits and responsible behavior. When we discuss wealth and the idea of money coming toward a person, it is important to understand that financial success is not a random event. It is the result of consistent actions, disciplined habits, and the ability to provide value. Money itself is a tool. It is neither good nor bad. It amplifies what a person does with it. If used wisely, it can create opportunities, support families, and build a better future. If used carelessly, it can disappear quickly and create problems. Therefore, the focus should not only be on earning money, but also on managing it responsibly. Some traditions and beliefs speak about using clothes or other objects as symbols of abundance. While such practices may encourage reflection, they do not replace real effort. A clove does not generate income, and it does not solve financial problems on its own. However, the symbolism behind it can serve as a mental reminder. When you place something with intention, you may think about your financial goals. You may remember to avoid wasteful spending and to focus on saving. In this way, the object becomes a trigger for positive thinking. But the true change comes from actions, not objects. Wealth is attracted to discipline. Consider a person who earns money but spends it immediately on unnecessary things. They may feel temporary satisfaction, but they do not build security. Over time, financial problems arise. On the other hand, a person who saves a portion of their income and invests in growth creates stability. Small savings may not seem significant at first, but over months and years they accumulate. This principle applies to knowledge as well. Learning a skill every day might feel slow, but eventually it creates expertise. Expertise brings opportunities, and opportunities often lead to financial rewards. Another important aspect of wealth is mindset. If a person constantly thinks in terms of lack, I do not have enough, I will never succeed, opportunities are for others, their mindset becomes limited. A limited mindset often produces limited results. Thoughts influence actions. If you believe improvement is impossible, you will not try. But if you believe growth is possible, you will take steps. Even small efforts matter. Progress does not require perfection. It requires consistency. Money also follows value. Businesses and individuals who provide solutions are rewarded. A company that solves problems for customers earns revenue. A skilled worker who performs quality work earns respect and payment. A helpful person builds strong relationships. These principles demonstrate that wealth is connected to contribution. The more value you offer, the more opportunities you may receive.
This does not mean chasing money aggressively.
It means focusing on growth and service. Financial discipline is another key factor. Avoiding unnecessary debt, spending wisely, and planning for the future are habits of successful people. Debt can be useful in certain situations, but it becomes dangerous when mismanaged. Borrowing money to buy things that do not generate value creates long-term problems. Instead, it is better to live within your means and gradually build resources. Patience is powerful. Quick gains often come with risks, while steady growth builds lasting success. The idea of placing clothes or using rituals should be understood as symbolic. Symbols can inspire reflection, but they are not substitutes for action. If you want financial improvement, focus on learning, working hard, and making wise decisions. Discipline and knowledge are stronger than superstition. A person who understands money and manages it well will find opportunities. A person who ignores financial principles may struggle. Ultimately, wealth is not only about accumulating money. It is about creating security and possibilities. It allows you to support your family, pursue meaningful goals, and contribute to society. But wealth alone does not guarantee happiness. Character, relationships, and purpose are equally important. Money is a tool to enhance life, not the entire purpose of life. If you want money to chase you, focus on becoming valuable. Learn skills. Solve problems. Treat finances with respect. Save and invest wisely. Build habits that support growth. Over time, opportunities will appear. Success is rarely instant, but it is possible for those who remain consistent. The journey requires patience, but the results can be rewarding. True abundance comes from a combination of effort, wisdom, and discipline. It is not about magic, it is about becoming the kind of person who creates and recognizes opportunities. Inner alignment attracts outer abundance. Cleaning your space, controlling spending, practicing gratitude, and maintaining focus create the right internal energy. When your thoughts and actions align with abundance, opportunities naturally come to you. When we talk about wealth and money, it is important to understand that financial success is a process, not a miracle. Many people search for shortcuts or quick solutions, believing that certain objects or rituals will automatically bring money into their lives. However, real prosperity comes from knowledge, discipline, and consistent effort. Money is a tool that responds to value. If you provide value to others through work, skills, or service, money becomes a natural result. But if you focus only on wishing for wealth without taking action, nothing meaningful will change. Some traditions mention using cloves or other symbolic items as reminders of abundance. While such practices may help a person reflect on their goals, they are not sources of magic. A clove does not generate income, and placing it in a specific location will not automatically attract money. However, symbolism can influence mindset. When you intentionally place something and think about your financial goals, it can serve as a mental trigger. You may remember to act responsibly with money, avoid unnecessary expenses, and focus on growth. In this way, the value of the practice lies not in the object itself, but in the thoughts and behaviors it encourages. Wealth is built through habits. Consider two individuals. The first earns money but spends it impulsively. They buy things they do not need and ignore saving. Over time, financial problems appear because their spending exceeds their income. The second person earns money and sets aside a portion for savings. They plan their expenses and avoid unnecessary purchases. Although their progress may seem slow, they gradually build financial security. This demonstrates that discipline matters more than instant gratification. Small savings, when repeated consistently, accumulate into something significant. The same principle applies to learning and skill development. A person who studies a little each day may not notice immediate results, but over time they gain knowledge and expertise. Mindset also plays a crucial role in financial success. If someone constantly thinks in terms of lack, I do not have enough, opportunities are limited, or I will never succeed, their thoughts influence their actions. A negative mindset can lead to hesitation and poor decisions. On the other hand, a growth mindset encourages improvement. If you believe that learning and effort can create change, you are more likely to take action. Success does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Every small step contributes to progress. Money follows value. Businesses that solve problems for customers earn revenue. Workers who develop skills and perform quality work are rewarded. Individuals who build trust and strong relationships often receive opportunities. These principles show that financial success is connected to contribution. Instead of focusing solely on money, focus on becoming valuable. Learn new skills, improve your abilities, and help others. When you create value, opportunities tend to appear. Financial discipline is equally important. Avoid unnecessary debt and spending. Debt can be useful in certain situations, but it becomes harmful when mismanaged. Borrowing money for things that do not create long-term value can lead to stress and financial difficulty. It is better to live within your means and gradually build resources. Saving and planning for the future provides stability. Wealth is not only about earning money, but also about managing it wisely. The idea of abundance should be understood in a broader sense. Abundance is not limited to money. It includes knowledge, relationships, and personal growth. A person who continuously learns and improves becomes better equipped to handle opportunities. Wealth often follows growth. If you focus on self-improvement, opportunities may arise naturally. This does not mean expecting instant results. Growth takes time. Just as a tree does not grow overnight, financial and personal success require patience. In the end, true prosperity is a combination of effort and wisdom. Objects or rituals may serve as reminders, but they are not substitutes for action. If you want money to come into your life, focus on discipline, learning, and value creation. Manage finances responsibly. Develop skills. Build good habits. Over time, these principles create stability and opportunity. Success is not a matter of luck or superstition. It is the result of consistent effort and thoughtful decisions. When you approach life with purpose and responsibility, abundance becomes possible.